Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of extraordinary individuals, uncovering the intricacies of their character and the events that shaped them. Today, we turn our attention to Rita Hayworth, a woman whose captivating presence on screen and tumultuous life off it have become the stuff of Hollywood legend. Born Margarita Carmen Cancino on October 17, 1918, in Brooklyn, New York, Rita's early life was a rich mosaic of Spanish, Irish, and English heritage. Her father, Eduardo Cancino, was a renowned Spanish dancer from Seville who had immigrated to the United States with dreams of sharing his passion for flamenco with American audiences. Her mother, Volga Hayworth, was an American of Irish and English descent who had met Eduardo while working as a Ziegfeld Follies showgirl. This blending of cultures would later become a defining aspect of Rita's persona, as she navigated the complexities of her dual heritage and forged a unique identity that blended the fiery passion of Spain with the glamour of Hollywood. Rita's childhood was marked by the rhythms of music and dance, with her father's flamenco troupe often rehearsing in their Brooklyn home. The young Margarita would watch, entranced, as the dancers' feet stomped out the fiery rhythms of Spain, their colorful costumes a whirlwind of movement and energy. These early experiences instilled in her a deep love of movement and performance, laying the foundation for her future career as a dancer, actress, and icon of Hollywood's golden age. As she grew older, Rita would often recall the magical atmosphere of those rehearsals, where the boundaries between reality and fantasy blurred, and the music seemed to transport her to a world of wonder and enchantment. As a child, Rita was enrolled in her father's dance studio, where she trained tirelessly alongside her siblings, Eduardo Jr. and Vernon. Eduardo Cancino was a demanding instructor, pushing his students to perfection with a fierce dedication that bordered on obsession. This strict upbringing would later serve Rita well, as she developed the discipline and resilience necessary to succeed in the cutthroat world of Hollywood, where talent alone was often not enough to guarantee success. However, it also took a toll on her childhood, as she struggled to balance the demands of her training with the need for play and self-expression. The Cancino family's financial situation was precarious, with Eduardo's dance troupe struggling to make ends meet in a city where the Great Depression had left its mark. In 1927, they relocated to Los Angeles, hoping to find work in the burgeoning film industry, which promised a brighter future for performers like Rita and her father. It was a bold move, driven by Eduardo's determination to provide for his family and showcase his daughter's talents on the silver screen. As they settled into their new life in Los Angeles, Rita found herself at the crossroads of two cultures, the traditional Spanish world of her father's dance troupe and the glamorous, fast-paced world of Hollywood, where stars were born and legends were made. Rita's early years in Los Angeles were marked by frequent appearances in her father's stage shows, where she would perform alongside other aspiring dancers, including a young Judy Garland. These experiences not only honed her craft, but also introduced her to the harsh realities of show business, where criticism and rejection were an integral part of the journey to stardom. She learned to navigate the complexities of backstage politics, where rivalries and alliances were forged and broken with ease, and to develop a thick skin in the face of criticism, which would serve her well in the years to come. As Rita entered her teenage years, she began to chafe against the strictures of her father's tutelage. She longed for independence and autonomy, seeking to forge her own path in the world of entertainment, where she could express herself freely and pursue her own creative vision. This desire for self-expression would become a recurring theme throughout her life, as she navigated the tensions between her creative ambitions and the expectations of those around her, including her father, who had always envisioned her as a dancer rather than an actress. The historical context of Rita's early years was one of great social change and cultural upheaval. The Roaring Twenties were giving way to the Great Depression, and the film industry was undergoing a period of rapid transformation, driven by the advent of sound in movies. This technological innovation had created new opportunities for performers like Rita, who possessed a unique combination of dancing ability, charisma, and vocal talent. As the studios began to look for fresh faces and new talents, Rita found herself at the forefront of this revolution, poised to capitalize on her natural gifts and become one of the most beloved stars of Hollywood's golden age. Rather, it was the product of a complex interplay between her natural talents, her upbringing, and the cultural forces that shaped her world. The young Margarita Cancino was already exhibiting the qualities that would define her as Rita Hayworth: a fierce determination, a passion for performance, and an unyielding commitment to her craft. As Rita Hayworth entered her early 20s, she began to make a name for herself in Hollywood, landing small but pivotal roles in films such as Dante's Inferno, 1935, and Under the Pampas Moon, 1935. These early roles not only showcased her nascent talent, but also provided her with invaluable experience, allowing her to hone her craft and navigate the complexities of the film industry. The sets of these movies were a whirlwind of activity, with directors shouting orders, cameras rolling, and actors scrambling to remember their lines. Rita thrived in this chaotic environment, her determination and perseverance driving her to succeed. Her breakthrough came in 1937 with the film Girls Can Play, where she played a minor but notable role alongside the esteemed actress Carole Lombard. This exposure led to more substantial parts, including her portrayal of Judy Craig in the 1939 film Husick, 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 which showcased her dancing abilities and charisma on screen. As Rita's star began to rise, she found herself performing in front of packed studios, with audiences cheering and applauding her every move. The rush of adrenaline she felt during these performances was intoxicating, and she became addicted to the thrill of being in the spotlight. Rita's relationship with her father, Eduardo Cancino, remained complex during this period. While he continued to manage her career, she began to assert her independence, seeking to make her own decisions about the roles she took and the direction of her career. This tension would continue throughout her life, as she navigated the challenges of being a strong-willed woman in a male-dominated industry. Eduardo's controlling nature often clashed with Rita's desire for autonomy, leading to heated arguments and power struggles that would test their relationship. In 1939, Rita met Edward Judson, a talent agent who would become her first husband. Their marriage, which lasted from 1937 to 1942, was marked by Judson's efforts to promote Rita's career, including changing her name from Cancino to Hayworth and encouraging her to adopt a more glamorous, on-screen persona. This transformation would ultimately contribute to her rise as a major Hollywood star. Judson's influence extended beyond the screen, as he helped Rita refine her image and develop a sense of style that would become iconic in Hollywood. Together, they attended lavish parties and premieres, with Rita shining as a rising starlet. The early 1940s saw Rita's career gain momentum, with notable roles in films such as Strawberry Blonde, 1941, and My Gal Sal, 1942. Her performances showcased her range as an actress and her ability to play complex, dynamic characters. As she became more established, Rita began to work with some of the most prominent directors and actors of the time, including Orson Welles, who would become her second husband in 1943. The sets of these films were a hotbed of creativity, with Rita feeding off the energy of her collaborators and pushing herself to deliver performances that would leave a lasting impact. Rita's marriage to Orson Welles marked a significant period in her life, both personally and professionally. The couple's relationship was passionate and creative, with Welles encouraging Rita to take on more challenging roles and explore her artistic potential. Together, they had a daughter, Rebecca, in 1944, and their marriage seemed to be a perfect blend of love, art, and mutual support. Orson's influence extended beyond the screen, as he encouraged Rita to explore her passions and interests outside of acting. They spent countless hours discussing literature, philosophy, and politics, with Rita's mind expanding as she delved into new ideas and perspectives. One notable example of Rita's growth as an actress during this period was her performance in the 1946 film Gilda, directed by Charles Vidor. Her portrayal of the titular character, a beautiful and alluring nightclub singer, showcased her ability to convey depth and nuance on screen. As Gilda, Rita embodied a sense of vulnerability and strength, bringing a complexity to the role that captivated audiences and cemented her status as a major Hollywood star. The film's iconic scenes, including the memorable "Put the Blame on Mame" number, would become ingrained in popular culture, with Rita's performance remaining an enduring symbol of glamour and sophistication. As the 1940s drew to a close, Rita's career continued to soar, with films like The Lady from Shanghai, 1947, and Pal Joey, 1957, solidifying her position as one of the most beloved and respected actresses of her time. Her personal life, however, was marked by turmoil, including a tumultuous marriage to Orson Welles and a highly publicized affair with Prince Ali Khan. Despite these challenges, Rita remained committed to her craft, continuing to push herself as an artist and explore new roles and creative possibilities. The scrutiny of the media and the pressures of fame often took a toll on her mental health, but she persevered, relying on her inner strength and resilience to navigate the treacherous waters of Hollywood. Throughout the 1950s, Rita continued to act in films that showcased her remarkable range, including Affair in Trinidad, 1952, and Salome, 1953. Her performances were consistently praised by critics, with many noting her ability to bring depth and nuance to even the most complex characters. As she navigated the challenges of middle age, Rita began to explore new passions and interests, including politics and social activism. She became an outspoken advocate for women's rights and workers' rights, using her platform to raise awareness about issues that mattered deeply to her. As Rita Hayworth's career continued to flourish in the 1950s, she found herself navigating a complex web of personal and professional challenges. The glamorous facade that had become synonymous with her name began to show cracks, revealing a more vulnerable and relatable individual beneath. Her marriage to Orson Welles, the brilliant but tumultuous director, had ended in divorce, leaving behind a trail of emotional scars. Despite this, Rita's determination and passion for her craft remained unwavering, driving her to continue acting in films that showcased her remarkable range. Her subsequent marriage to Prince Ali Khan, a member of the Pakistani royal family, seemed like a fairy tale come true. The couple's lavish wedding, held in 1949, was a highly publicized affair, with Rita looking every inch the princess in her stunning white gown. However, behind the scenes, their relationship was marked by turmoil and infidelity, ultimately ending in divorce in 1953. The birth of their daughter, Yasmin, brought immense joy to Rita's life, but the challenges of single motherhood and the pressures of her career took a toll on her mental and physical health. Despite these personal struggles, Rita remained committed to her craft, continuing to act in films that pushed her creative boundaries. Her performances during this period were marked by a newfound depth and nuance, as if she was drawing upon her own experiences to inform her characters. In the 1960s, however, Rita's career began to slow down, and she faced increasing competition from younger actresses like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe. The film industry, once so enamored with her unique blend of sensuality and charm, now seemed to be moving on without her. Rita's personal life also remained tumultuous, with struggles with alcoholism and a series of failed relationships that left her feeling lost and alone. Her iconic status as a sex symbol had become a double-edged sword, making it difficult for her to find meaningful connections with others. In an interview from this period, Rita spoke candidly about the pressures of living up to her public image, saying, "I've been a commodity, a piece of property, a thing to be bought and sold. I've never been able to just be myself." In 1972, Rita's life took a devastating turn when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a condition that would eventually claim her life. The diagnosis was a cruel twist of fate, robbing her of the one thing that had always brought her joy and fulfillment: her memories. Despite her struggles with the disease, Rita continued to act, appearing in a few films and television shows throughout the 1970s. Her final film appearance was in The Wrath of God, 1972, a drama directed by Ralph Nelson, where she played a small but poignant role. As Rita's health began to decline, her daughter Yasmin became her primary caregiver, providing love and support during a time of great need. The bond between mother and daughter deepened, with Yasmin often accompanying Rita to film sets and helping her navigate the challenges of everyday life. In an interview, Yasmin recalled the struggles of caring for her mother, saying, "It was like watching a part of her disappear, bit by bit. But even in the midst of all that confusion, she still had moments of clarity, where she'd look at me and say, 'I love you, darling.'" Rita Hayworth passed away on May 14, 1987, at the age of 68, due to complications from Alzheimer's disease. The news of her passing sent shockwaves through the film industry and her fans around the world, who mourned the loss of a true Hollywood legend. As Orson Welles once said of her, Rita Hayworth was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, but she was more than that. She was a wonderful person, a great actress, and a true star. The outpouring of tributes and condolences was a testament to Rita's enduring legacy, which extended far beyond her film career. Today, Rita Hayworth is remembered as one of the greatest actresses of Hollywood's golden age, an icon of glamour and sophistication who continues to inspire countless fans around the world. Her contributions to the film industry have been recognized with numerous awards and honors, including a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The American Film Institute has named her one of the greatest stars of all time, and her films remain beloved classics, entertaining audiences with their timeless stories and memorable characters. Rita's impact on popular culture is still felt today, with her image and style continuing to influence fashion and art. Designers like Versace and Chanel have cited her as a muse, incorporating elements of her signature look into their designs. Her films, too, continue to inspire new generations of actors and filmmakers who marvel at her talent, charisma, and dedication to her craft. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout her life, she remained committed to her art, leaving behind a body of work that continues to inspire and delight us. That's all for today's biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.